Imagine returning to a colony where more than 100 people once lived. But when you arrive, everyone is gone. No people, no bodies, no sign of a big battle. Only one word carved into wood: Croatoan. What happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Today, we explore one of the most famous mysteries in American history. In the late 1500s, England wanted to build colonies in the New World. Spain was already becoming powerful in the Americas, and England wanted land too. One English leader, Sir Walter Raleigh, got permission from Queen Elizabeth I to start a colony in North America. One of those colonies was Roanoke, on an island near what is now North Carolina. The first English attempt at Roanoke happened in 1585, but it failed. The settlers had little food. They were not ready for the hard conditions. They also had problems with local native groups, so most of them went back to England. But England tried again. In 1587, a new group arrived at Roanoke. This time, it was not just soldiers. It was meant to be a real settlement. Men, women, and children came to live there. The leader was John White. About 115 settlers came with him. Among them was White's daughter, Eleanor Dare. Soon after arriving, she gave birth to a baby girl named Virginia Dare. She became famous as the first English child born in the Americas. At first, this looked like a hopeful beginning, but the colony quickly ran into trouble. Food was low, supplies were short, and life was hard. The settlers asked John White to return to England and bring help. He did not want to leave his family behind, but the colony needed supplies. So he sailed back to England in late 1587. John White thought he would return quickly, but he could not. England was preparing for war with Spain. Many ships were being used for battle. Travel across the ocean became very difficult. Then came the conflict with the Spanish Armada. Because of this, White was delayed for 3 years. That meant the Roanoke settlers were left alone for a long time. No one knows what happened during those 3 years, and that is where the mystery begins. In 1590, John White finally returned to Roanoke. He expected to find the settlers waiting for help. Instead, the colony was empty. The houses were deserted. Everyone was gone. There were no bodies, there were no burned buildings, there was no clear sign of a fight. It was as if the entire colony had disappeared. But then White found a clue. On a tree, the letters CRO were carved, and on a wooden post, one full word appeared: Croatoan. This was not random. Before White left, he and the settlers had made a plan. If they ever moved, they would leave a message telling him where they went. If they were forced to leave in danger, they would carve a cross. But there was no cross. That suggested something important. Maybe they were not suddenly attacked. Maybe they left on purpose. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island, and also the name of a native group who lived there. Today, that place is known as Hatteras Island. Some historians think the settlers may have moved there. Maybe they went for food, maybe for safety, maybe to live with local people who were more friendly. John White wanted to search for them right away, but bad weather and dangerous seas stopped him. He had to leave without finding the missing colonists, and he never saw his family again. So what happened to the lost colony? There are a few main ideas. This is one of the most popular theories. The settlers may have realized they could not survive alone. They had little food and no new supplies. So they may have gone to live with the Croatoan people and slowly become part of their community. This could explain why there were no bodies and no signs of a big fight. Another theory says the colonists moved away from the coast and went inland. Maybe they were looking for better land, more food, or a safer place. Some experts think they may have gone toward the Chesapeake Bay area. A few English objects have been found inland, but there is still no final proof. Some historians think the settlers may have been attacked after leaving Roanoke. Others think the colony broke into smaller groups. Some may have joined native people. Some may have moved inland. Some may have died from hunger or disease. If that happened, there may not be one simple answer to the mystery. Archaeologists have found some interesting clues. On Hatteras Island, some objects were found that may have belonged to English settlers from that time. This supports the idea that at least some colonists may have gone there. Other English items were found inland too. This has led some experts to believe the settlers may have split into different groups. But even with these discoveries, there is still no clear answer. No one has found final proof of exactly what happened. People still love the Roanoke mystery because it feels so real and so sad. These were not just explorers. These were families. There were women. There were children. There was even a baby. They crossed the ocean to build a new life. And then one day, they were gone. The image is unforgettable. An empty colony, silent houses, and one strange word carved into wood. Croatoan, that is why Roanoke is still one of history's greatest mysteries. So, what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? The most likely answer is that the settlers did not simply vanish, they probably moved. Some may have gone to Croatoan. Some may have moved inland. Some may have joined local native groups. Some may have died along the way. But the full truth is still unknown. And that is why this mystery has survived for more than 400 years. Croatoan. One word, one missing colony, and one question that history still cannot fully answer. What do you think happened to the Roanoke colonists? Did they join the Croatoan people? Did they move inland? Or did something darker happen? Tell me your theory in the comments. And if you enjoy history mysteries like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because sometimes the strangest stories in history are true.